What's up YouTube, JSock aka Doublewrench here. Today we're gonna do a quick video on how to turn a few sheets of plywood into this. Got a nice little drawer system for this GX cutting board for preparing sandwiches and coffee while camping. And if you want to go night-night, pull this out. Unravel this. Then once your seats are slid forward, you're ready to go night-night. Follow along. We won't take you through any specific steps really, but if you need help knowing where to cut, where to drill, this is probably a little over your head. We're just gonna get to it and show you the highlights along the way, so stay tuned. All right, I just took some measurements in the back of the rig. We got the width right here, the depth it can go to with these seats folded up, because he still wants the ability to take the boys to the bowling alley. But once you're ready to camp, we're gonna have those seats fold down just like that. And we'll still have a duffel bag of space per side of the rig for clothing and toiletries and stuff. You can store all your gear back here, have a kitchen. But we're also gonna have, since the GX does have a tailgate, a little thing down here that slides out, and that will act as a cutting board, sandwich making station, you know, charcuterie board, whatever he wants to do. He's a GX owner. You make a T on there, have a little one burner on it. But up front, for the sleeping situation, in some of my past rigs, I've done a hinge thing, like in my 60, it's a triple hinge, although I didn't even build that one. So here, we're gonna essentially do the sandwich drawer concept, but up front with a full width drawer that pulls out, and he'll sleep on that. And normally I'd be concerned about someone, you know, not having an even sleeping platform, not having to be perfectly flat, but he actually said before I even thought about this that he wants his head to be lower than his feet.
Yes.
So we're gonna make that happen, and it's gonna be super clean. I took the measurements from the back of the truck just for the dimensions we're working with. Put them on graph paper. That's what the top's gonna look like. That's what the front's gonna look like. That's what a drawer front will look like, and this is how we're going to utilize the first sheet of plywood. I figured a second sheet of 3/4 inch plywood is definitely necessary for another side, the back, the drawer innards, and hopefully we can get a top piece out of that. I mean, not a top piece, but the piece that's going to slide forward from the front of the platform to sleep on. So we'll see if that makes it on the second sheet, but if not, we'll have to get a third. No biggie.
We're ripping.
We're at Home Depot, just got a couple of beautiful slabs of 3/4 inch maple plywood. And hopefully these will result in most of the drawer system. Might have to get a third piece for the cutting board and the part up front, but this will get our frame built. We can have it stained, get that ready so we can screw it together when we know if we need another piece. But I need some hardware and some stain and some other odds and ends, and then we'll start cutting.
So cheap, man. It basically don't cost nothing.
It don't cost nothing. Lose that in like, what, 3 spins on the slot machine?
Too easy.
All right, we have the maple strapped to the roof of the GX and some drawer slides, stain, other odds and ends. We're gonna get started now. See, we got the wood home on the roof of the GX. Now we're gonna do some rips, get this top and bottom cut out, get some drawer fronts and whatever else ends up fitting on this sheet cut out, and then get where we can on the next one and rolling. All right, YouTube, it's the following morning. We got rained out yesterday a little bit, but we were able to make some cuts. Got the bottom, top, sides, and this middle piece, which is shorter, because we're gonna do another piece of 3/4 here, and then have that part that slides up front, probably in 1/2 inch ply, but we cut up a 3/4 piece just to see if it'll work. And we're gonna put another piece here, and then the drawers. And then we're gonna take everything apart. Well, it's not together right now. We're just mocking it up to make sure everything fits. Stain it, and then actually screw it. All right, Dan, we're back at Home Depot.
One more sheet. I think it's
grabbing some more maple. This looks like a honey of a sheet. What's...
That's your handwriting.
So this is, I guess I left this here yesterday.
Were we here 24 hours ago?
I think we were here about 24 hours ago. You're right. We grabbed 2 sheets last time. We've sliced them all up. So now that is a beautiful sheet. Now we're gonna grab another plywood maple sheet and get back to work. What's up, YouTube? Another update on the drawers. So we have that box kind of mocked up a little bit. We have 2 of the drawers with sides on them. Now I'm just gonna measure here and then put a little front piece in here, and then we're gonna put a piece covering the whole front with the drawer pulls on that. So yeah, we're just gonna measure up and slice a couple. All right, so we have some drawers in. We screwed this in so the cutting board has a little home. And I kind of fudged the numbers on where to put the drawer slides. This one goes way deep. This one doesn't. Like, I took the numbers from this one to do that one, and it somehow overcompensated. So when those are actually screwed onto the drawer slides, finished, we're gonna adjust those so that it's a perfect 3/4 inch here, have some faces. And we're also gonna take this out and cut about 3/4 of an inch off of it so that this drawer face can cover it and it'll all be flush. So, all right, YouTube, another little update point. We have the drawer depth set pretty well this time. Put a little handle reclaimed from my kitchen on the cutting board. That's gonna come out. And we're gonna trim 3/4 of an inch off the piece that's supported above the cutting board right here so that I can go behind the drawer face and look a little cleaner. But 3/4 inch on each side of the drawer face. So once we're totally sure the hinges or the drawer slides are squared away, we're gonna go ahead and screw those on and put some more hardware on. This is actually the wrong side. Look at that, ain't that nice? So yeah, it's coming along great. We're back this morning. I cut a few pieces to get the back of the drawer system reinforced so it stays a lot more square, and we made sure that was all square with a couple speed squares before sending those in. And now we're going to stain. We've sanded everything, all the hard edges with 80 grit, and worked our way up from 120 to 220 on the larger flat surfaces we're going to stain. So now we're just going to apply some stain and make it a waiting game and see how that turns out. After the stain's done, we got some carpet from Home Depot, and we're gonna use some Harbor Freight spray adhesive and some staples perhaps to get that on the top and the sleeping platform part. So yeah, we're gonna get to it and we'll get back to you when we're stained. What's up, YouTube? We're back, and these bad boys are largely stained. We did one coat. Dan did one coat. I was goofing off, and yeah, we're gonna let this set for about 2 hours and hit them again, and then get some carpet on. Well, probably tomorrow morning after they sit in the garage overnight. Yeah. And so we can go together and go into rig, and we can really see how it ends up. So
I tell you, it's weird seeing it on this camera because, like, in person it looks much darker, and then that second coat on there is really gonna look crispy, and it's gonna match the that wood grain that's already in there.
Which wasn't even.
Yeah, it was a happy coincidence.
Dan's plan. But that wasn't even on my radar, but it does look pretty close. So.
It's exceeding my expectations, I gotta be honest, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
So any of these parts that are, you know, obviously not hit that much, it's just a little protection, probably just gonna be covered in carpet, like Johnny was saying.
We're cutting up some carpet because we are about done. This morning I sent some extra screws in, the whole body, and we finalized some details, did a little more sanding, got that bed pull out squared away, test fit it in the rig. And now we're gonna pull it out one more time, put this carpet on. We're gonna spray adhesive it and use some staples to kind of really cement it on there. So last time I used just spray adhesive, the carpet ended up coming off while off-roading. So, yeah. We'll get back to you when this is all cut. We're cutting out the piece for the face, pieces for the drawer bottoms, and of course the top of the platform and the top of the sleeping part that pulls out. So we'll get this on and report back.
Hey, yep.
All right, we just glued and stapled the carpet to the platform's frame and the bottoms of the drawers. Now here is a demo on how the sleeping situation is gonna work. Just fold that down. Boom. And again, Dan specifically wanted his feet elevated, but if you don't, there's solutions to that when you build your platform. Now you just crawl in and go night-night. So there's this cutting board over here still, since the GX doesn't have a tailgate, and it's a little tight with the carpet, but it'll wear in, but I think you want it tight. Look at that.
That's taut.
Boom. And that's plenty of room to have a camp stove or whatever you want going. Have one of the drawers be your kitchen, one of the drawers be camping gear, and you can stuff other odds and ends down in here. Like I like to hang outerwear there and let it drape down. You can really make it feel like home. So
dude, you told me about the carpet, and when you got this wrap around in here, like, it just looks so clean, man. I'm really impressed with it.
Boom, that goes back like that. And now you're ready to just mob normally. So you can take the boys to the bowling alley still, take them to the, you know, where do you go with the boys besides the bowling alley?
Exactly.
Go fly fishing, get a river cooker on.
Dan, where the hell are you?
He's in.
Dan, I didn't know you were sleeping in your car.
Dude, this is so comfy, man. You can sleep anywhere. Honestly, bro, I kind of feel like putting it all in red 19, black 22, and if it don't hit, I got the Jeeps, man.
That's true. You can't be canceled in any way that means anything to you. You live in your car.
It's true.
All right, Dan's about to head out of the Doublewrench workshop.
Yep.
We added some latches and new drawer slides on that side, but everything else is pretty buttoned up. Dan, what do you say? How do you feel about being a new Doublewrench victim?
Man, I gotta tell you, this came out way better than expected. I was already stoked for it, but seeing like how the back slides out, how much more space there is, how quickly it is to go between everything, and like to unwind everything real quick, to put everything back and get going on the road real quick. So I feel like I can take this anywhere in the world and live out of it. And I think the first stop's a casino parking lots out in Blackhawk in Central City, Colorado. So
perfect. Give Dan a wave if you see his GX in the casino parking lot. You know, maybe buy him a nice drink.
Rolling up a sushi burrito and blending a iced beverage for my Jeeks endeavors. You know what I'm talking about, Jeeks owners.
That's right. All right, so that'll wrap it up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.